everyone, this is a trader investor, and in this video I'm going to go through my process for today's action plan. What am I expecting today? What am I going to do based on my expectation? So the markets just opened, and we now have a very small negative bar from yesterday's close. Not a big deal. This could go either way. So there are a few strategies that I am going to employ, and there's no gap today. So it's opened contained within yesterday's bounce. So there's no gap play, no gap fill, no gap fade, no gap continuation. So none of that is at play. So two things, I'm going to look at the 15-minute range for today. That's what I'm going to look at for my entries. And I'm also going to look at a breach of yesterday's highs or lows. So here's the low of yesterday, here's the high of yesterday, and the close is right below it. So the high and the close are very close together. So we're just within striking distance of yesterday's high, all-time high. So if price breaches these highs, and it retests it without closing below it, I'm going to look for a continuation trade. If that doesn't happen and price breaches the lows and tests the lows without closing above them, I'm going to look for an entry with a put options. Otherwise, I'm just going to stick to the opening range, and whichever side is breached, I am going to look for a retest to go to the upside based on the location of the VWAP. Wherever the VWAP ends up being, that's my entry. For call options, I want VWAP above the midline. For put options, I want the VWAP below this midline. And of course, price has to be aligned with that VWAP. Price has to be above VWAP, VWAP above midline for my calls, price below VWAP, VWAP below mid range for my put options. But this is yesterday's range, so I'm just going to wait for range to be made today to enter based on the range VWAP entry, or I will look for a breach of yesterday's high to enter. Whichever happens, I'm using that. There is no fast or hard rule that says this one has to precede this other one. Any strategy works. You just have to take advantage of the strategy as it happens. So this is my plan for today. This is what I am waiting for on SPY. And let's take a look at the Qs. Now in the Qs, we have a gap down. This is a significant gap down. So what I'm looking for is at the end of the 5 minutes, which is going to come in 2 minutes, I want to see, are we going to break these lows and continue down and fill yesterday's space, right? Are we going to fill this gap, or are we going to reverse and fill this gap? And because we are below yesterday's low, if we breach this again, if we cross it again, then I want to see a retest of that low for a continuation for an entry, or like I said, we're below it, we seem like we want to retest it. So I want to see this happen for a continuation. So this is how I'm going to prepare for the Qs. Again, no rush. 10 minutes, 15 minutes into the market open is when we start to look for signals. And then let's look at IWM. IWM, similar to SPYs, has opened right below yesterday's high. So what I am looking for in this particular instance is for price to break it, retest it, and continue its way up, or do whatever it needs to do inside the 15-minute range. I want to see a breach of that range and a retest for continuation. Otherwise, price is going to go below the low of yesterday, and I'm going to look for a position in this manner. So this is similar to the SPY. And then looking at the diamonds, we have a significant gap up. Not only are we gapping up, we're also gapping above really significantly from yesterday's highs. So this is a very nice setup. So what I am looking for is in the next 5 minutes, I want to see a strong breach of this area, or I want to see a good retest of these highs for continuation. This is Friday, it's weekly expiration Friday, so we could see a lot of volatility today. It's expected. And so I will look for really strong setups. I'm not going to force any entries. I am going to look for the setups to come to me. If this is breached, if price decides to breach this, then I want to see a retest of that breach to continue down. Otherwise, if there's no retest, if this is breached and we close back inside, then I want to see a retest to continue up. This is going to be, for me, a good zone to work from for today, more so than this zone here. This zone, I don't have a clear target to the upside, so that's why I prefer this other zone here. So on all four ETFs, SPYs, Qs, IWM, and diamonds, this is how I'm preparing. This is what I'm waiting for to happen. So I want to see the 15-minute range taken care of. I want to see the breach of the highs for the diamonds for the first 5-minute bar. So that's what I'm going to see. As you can see, that I have a close above this bar is my entry. So I need to wait for the 10-minute period to finalize, right? The second 5-minute bar to close, to have a strong belief that this is going to continue its upward movement. And I will come back later on based on market conditions to give an update where I found entries or not for today. Take care.